Everybody cries. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about in the show. Everybody cries.
Everybody.
Well, I cried.
Everyone cried. I didn't cry, but everyone else cried.
But you,
psycho bitch.
But you got the emotions. Like,
yeah.
You felt it.
I felt it.
Okay, good. As long as you felt it. Like, I could probably, like, I feel like if I put out a statistic, every 1 in 4 people tear up a little bit in this show.
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't tearing up at the end.
3 out of 4
bed.
people.
I was like, I can't sleep right now. Andrew's like, all right, we're gonna put on something else and just kind of.
We watched Konosuba just to feel better, and then we turned. And we were like, okay, we needed this, and then we went to bed.
I rethought like life and death for a bit when I went to bed. I was like, oh.
No, because the thing is, I wasn't expecting to rewatch this again, and rewatching it a second time.
Dude, she could talk to them at the end. Why did she leave?
No, because she doesn't have any choice in her moving on. It just kind of started happening.
It was happening. Yeah, also, you were saying the story would generally stay the same if you removed her, right?
No, I was...
Okay, because I'm pretty sure if you remove her, it ends up with a group of people all
like
getting really mad out of MC. Like, they're like, Jintan, fuck you.
No. They're probably like worried about him and they send him to the hospital.
Okay, maybe he'd go to a mental hospital or something.
Remove her from it, but not have the whole plot where she sees her, but like have...
Can I please just
No, but
step
she
in
writes
really
on
quick?
the notebook, and that's what changes everyone.
Can I please step in really quick?
Yeah.
They should have thrown a fucking towel over her in episode 2.
Just so they know where she is.
No, because there's so much shit just randomly started up over, oh, is she real or is she not? And it causes all this conflict that isn't necessary. And every time he can say, oh, look, she's right here. She's eating the food right in fucking front of you. He stops her or prevents her for some fucking reason that doesn't make any sense. Andrew's like, oh, but he doesn't want anyone to find out. Well, she wants to eat food. And it's not like he ever stops her. Why doesn't she just out of nowhere eat food in front of someone?
She's not the smartest person either.
It doesn't have to be her purposely doing it. There's no coincidence. Like, I'm drawing more fucking what's it called?
Yeah, you think when the dad would come into the room and see the bed covers like floating with the person inside of it, and he's not in
doesn't
there.
get away with this. Why should this show?
Yeah. It took everybody a little too long to figure it out.
And then they make
was,
such a big fucking
around.
deal about it, as if like she's had such a hard time showing herself before, when she literally could have done it on accident. They should have heard her like kicking rocks behind them sometimes.
I get that's one of those moments where you have to suspend your disbelief.
Oh, I was trying.
Like Midori. It's like Midori did.
And they purposely caused conflict because of that.
Oh, but that's the thing is he didn't want other people to know. He wanted her all to herself.
No,
himself.
he didn't.
Himself. He wanted her all to himself.
So at the point where they're all yelling at him and going, "Hey, fuck you," and he's going, "No, she's real though."
She real though, I swear. Yeah, she writes in a notebook and it works out.
That ruined so much of the show for me. Like, I was frustrated as hell.
Okay, well, with that said, I mean, we could devise our counter arguments. Dawson, do you have any counter arguments for this?
What? No. There's a reason I didn't rate this show as more than a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Okay,
this is one of them.
Well, I back myself in the corner there. Well, do you want to then continue off of that thought line?
Wait, you guys were just preemptively getting ready to like counter argue me, like no matter what the point was?
Yeah.
I can't think of a counter argument for that though. There's like.
Well, no, not a counter argument. I mean, I'm talking.
I could.
Do you want to continue off that thought?
I mean, I could very easily argue the fact that why Jintan doesn't want anybody else to see her originally because he is selfish on that fact and he enjoys the fact that she shows up just for him.
Yeah, but later on when he's trying to like prove to them that she's real because they're getting all pissed off at him.
Yeah,
and he's just going
I mean, okay, honestly I think you can give him some leeway because he doesn't know if she physically exists in their world.
She made cupcakes for everyone.
But he doesn't know if he didn't make those cupcakes.
Dude, what if he's just extremely deranged to the point where he made cupcakes, forgot about it? Like...
But he didn't seem like he was in that state of mind at the time. He's not... If he was, like...
He doesn't know that? What if he's taken on her as a secondary personality?
That's a perfect counter argument. Thank you, Dawson.
So
I don't believe this, by the way, guys.
Psychotic, but he's self-aware enough to know he's psychotic.
He's bipolar.
Despite the fact that he has told all his friends this ghost girl is real, he doesn't try to prove it all at all because that would show he's psychotic, even though they already believe he's psychotic.
He has a split person. He believes that it's possible. He might have a split
you can stop now.
No, but that's a really good like counter argument with that, where it's like until she actually physically writes things in the book and other people recognize that it is, you could easily chalk that up to that he's insane. And there's also possibly a timeline anime where it actually ended with
Dawson already spoiled that for everyone.
What did I spoil?
That he's not insane.
Oh, yeah. He's not insane, guys. She's actually a ghost.
I know, but there's probably...
Second favorite supernatural love story, by the way.
Which at first?
This one manga I read about a ghost girl.
Obviously Demon King Dynamite.
Guys.
Can we throw Connor out the window? Like...
Defenestration. That's gotta be one of the best words. Defenestration. Like, who makes up a word just for throwing someone out a window?
That's a real word. Nice.
Defenestration means to throw someone out a window.
That's pretty good. I think I figured it out. I figured out the step below killing somebody is throw you out the window.
You defenestrate.
Yeah.
I thought we already agreed it was, what was it called? Ripping their arms off or something.
Torture?
That's pretty fucked.
But, no, but that's not, like, it needs to be
oh my god, back to the show.
Not petty enough. But, exactly, like, there. Up until that point on the show, you don't know if he's actually crazy or not, because he could easily be crazy as well.
Yes, but that is because of all the contrivances they have put up to that point.
It could have, dude. I could easily see this anime split off at that point and just be like,
okay, but that's not part of the argument we're making here. Moving on.
Yeah, regardless.
What did you think of the characters, guys? Who was your favorite and who was your least favorite?
I really like the orange-haired girl.
Wow,
she plays video games, right?
No.
Because she was super Soon.
I liked how she was Soon.
I liked how they pulled out the Nokamon. And they walked over to McDonald's. And
they pulled out their Nokamon. Yeah.
Honestly, I really like the cast.
Oh, it's some good stuff. I like Popo a lot.
Yeah, they're all really...
Brown-haired guy's a shit, but he's supposed to be a shit.
Yeah, like, that's always...
He's the reason...
It's a 7 out of 8 for you?
No, he's the reason I connected it to Toradora.
Okay.
Like, every other character in there, specifically MC, looks like they're straight out of High School of the Dead, but he looks like he's from Toradora. That has no relevance, but I thought I'd put it out there.
I like the fact that...
apparently there's a lot of rapists in Japan. I mean, Jesus.
What?
Yeah, that moment, like, the moment where, like, the guy's almost forcing the orange-haired girl into the Love Hotel.
Yeah.
I mean... That's what a lot of people think a college campus is, so whatever, but...
Well,
we just took a class about that, speaking of what did I do this week.
Oh, you did that this week?
Yeah, he did.
Dude, you should have done that a long time ago.
We did it a long time ago.
We had to take an online...
sexual harassment
course on sexual harassment. Not because we sexually
ties into the show.
Wait. Very importantly, we did not sexually harass anyone. This is mandatory for all of us in this
college
school.
Students.
This has nothing to do with our personal history.
Wow, rape jokes.
We should not be making rape jokes.
Let's cut that part out.
Let's move on.
I'm not gonna remember that.
Let's move on. You have a piece of paper in front of you. You can write this down. You just don't want to.
Let's tie this.
Let's not lie.
Show.
You just don't want to.
The brown-haired guy redeemed himself when he prevented the other person from getting raped.
No, the conversation's flowing too much that it's gonna be really hard to just cut that out.
How did you feel about white-haired girl? Were you okay with her?
I'm glad she only partly existed.
Okay.
No.
I already told you what I thought about her. Fuck her and her stupid, I'm a ghost, but I'm real, guys, bullshit.
But besides that,
that was her character.
I mean, her person. Okay.
Her character was that, or I'm going to be a glutton, or I'm going to cry.
But the thing is, you even said it yourself. This character's way better than the red-haired girl in Knock
because she's hardly there. And they have a reason for, like, admiring her. She's fucking dead.
Okay. So, okay. Let me just fill in some blanks here because we decided not to watch the movie for this because after we finished it, I was debating on whether we should watch the movie for this. And then Connor was like, no, I think this ended just fine. Because there's an actual, like, 40 minutes of extra stuff that's, like, not in the anime.
The only reason I would want to watch that is if we get relationship updates on everybody afterwards.
It's
oh, you do?
It's literally it's basically the epilogue to see where everyone's going after the events.
I might watch that.
But the thing is,
the romance in this was stupidly perfect, but at least it wasn't a conga line like fucking.
Okay, Dawson, if you're actually debating on watching it, give it like 3 months.
Okay.
Because the thing is, it's half recap. So.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, it's half recap, but there's a lot of good stuff in the like. There's flashbacks to when they're all kids. And actually just hanging out as kids. So you get to understand why they all respect the white-haired girl and actually liked her a lot. Like, they actually give her, like, more characterization as when she was a kid. They do updates on where the characters are. And remember when I said there are lines that are straight out of Anohana from Nagi no Asakura? Mm-hmm. A lot of those lines were from the movie that I just realized, like, halfway through. I was like,
how much later did they make the movie?
I don't know.
Do you know?
Not that long afterwards, I think. Because, like, there's the line where I love the person that loves her, that loves her.
There was that in this.
No, the
orange-haired girl, brown-haired guy who looks like a Toradora character says to orange-haired girl at some point, it looks like you are in love with the Jintan that is obsessed with.
Okay, she actually
not the thirstiest motherfucker throughout the show. Pretty thirsty.
Dude, yeah, he asks the girls out so much.
Like every girl, at least once.
He's like, "Hey, you want to go out?" And she's like,
"No,
sorry, I have someone else."
I don't date cross-dressers.
But and then he asked the other girl out.
Oh man, how were the best burns in this show known to man?
Oh, the true best burn was what was it called? Shit.
It's like, why are you going to go see the fireworks?
No, what did he say though? It was like,
no, and he goes,
it was my birthday yesterday or some shit like that.
And he goes, I grew a lot this year. Not that you noticed. Boom! Dropped the mic out of the door.
No, he didn't say not that you noticed, but it was implied.
Yeah, he was very like passive aggressive about it.
We just jumped to that though with no context. By the way, Andrew.
No, because I remember that because you mentioned the burns of the like. It's like I don't date cross dressers. Like that's a burn. Like the burns are amazing in this.
There's some good ones.
But yeah, I mean. Like, okay, the thing is, since we were talking about Nagi no Asakura, the reason why I like at least the writing in this better than Nagi no is because, like, again, I feel like because I watched this first.
Okay.
And since I watched this first, remember when we went through, now that we've gone full circle here.
Yeah. Oh, I had a character I really liked in the show, actually. Popo was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Popo was awesome.
But remember when we were back in, like, months ago, when we were talking about Nagi no Asakura, I was like, I feel like a lot of this is just Anohana but younger, and like that's when we were watching it. Like, there, I don't know if you noticed some of the writing that were very similar, but you get what I mean now.
Yeah.
Like there were straight up lines and situations that
are pretty much the same. Like, I mean, you get that like pretty regularly when you have the same writer.
The situation where they're all in the room and then they're all like trying to get each other to like reveal who they like.
Yeah.
Is insane.
Oh yeah, that's pretty similar.
And then they chase after each other, and then the only difference is that like he actually turns around, actually turns around to go talk to her, and then the red hair girl doesn't go off to die. Like,
yeah. Okay. I think my reasons for preferring Nagi no Asakura
is better animated.
Is okay.
Because it's not by A1 Pictures.
Part of the reason. No, it's PA Works.
No, I know. No, I say
it's not A1. Pictures.
Oh, it's not A1 Pictures. Yeah. I mean, PA Works did a good job with that. I like the soundtrack better too, as much as this had a really good soundtrack.
Fantastic.
But also, I liked MC. I found MC more interesting in Nagi no than I did in this. As much as I liked MC, I liked Hikari better than Jintan.
I like Jintan's.
I did too, honestly.
I like Jintan's growth more, I think.
No, that's the reason I like Hikari better. I feel like Hikari grows more than Jintan does.
Because they have an opening.
I feel like NHK did Jintan better.
I like the fact that like at the end, if you watch
that's what we're gonna do for my week. Sorry.
But then when you watch the movie in the animated in the opening for the movie, he's actually like hanging up his Hikamori shirt.
He's moving on.
And he's moving on, and it's like his I like that because it's his transition from this recluse to.
I think the main difference was I found Jintan to grow from an interesting Hikamori character into a slightly generic MC.
Okay.
Like he kind of did grow into I'm gonna work really hard to get this girl her wish. Like, how many MCs do that? Like, every MC. I'm okay with it. Yeah. I don't think it detracted from the story. But I'm saying, I feel like...
To be fair, every character did that at the end.
That's true. And...
That was, like, a major plot point. Where they all just drop all their, like, selfishness, and they're like, okay, let's do it for her.
They're like, we do it for her. No, we all do it for her.
Do it for her, and then realize, no, we were actually selfish the whole time, even when we were doing it for her.
Yep.
No, damn it. Really do it for her.
No, let's really do it for her. Oh, no, she's gone.
She leaving. Bye. Rip number 2. Rip for a second time.
No,
right.
See, that's got.
I admit that hurt. That last scene.
That did.
It hurt. I was like, shit.
Literally everyone starts crying on screen. I'm like, you want me to join you. I know you want me to join you. And because I don't cry when I watch shows, like, I'm not going to. But I know this is where I would need to join in with the tears, and I can't, but I'm there in spirit.
The issue is I was already crying during the fireworks in the previous episode.
Oh, dude. That was nothing.
That was nothing.
Because, I was already tearing up then, and then that whole last episode, I was crying for 20 minutes.
Like bawling.
Because we're now on this issue where it's like I guess I'll talk about this where again you don't talk because you won't cry because you're more engulfed in the stuff.
Yeah,
and you don't.
By the way, that has nothing to do with emotional attachment. Yeah. That I'm still extremely emotionally invested in what's happening,
but it's not attached
to it. Yeah. I just don't
feel
cry.
Yeah,
physically. Yeah.
And I think on the opposite side, where I feel massive amounts of empathy towards things, even when I'm watching, hence why I get really bad secondhand embarrassment. From things.
Oh, I get that too, though. Like, there's certain sitcoms I can't watch because
the cringe.
I literally have to look away from the screen because I'm like, no, don't do that.
I do that too.
Okay, let me repeat myself.
But
let me backtrack.
Because mine's not a lack of empathy. It's just
it's more of me.
There's no
the least focused episode we've ever done.
No, but
it really is.
Yeah, but
we're constantly comparing this show to so many other things. Yeah. It's like I hope you watched our Nagino episode.
No, but the thing is, like, there's very few things to talk about actual Anohana about it. But
that's true.
And so it's a lot of compare and contrast and stuff like that.
I felt like the black-haired character was so...
But anyway...
her...
Can we still talk about the characters really quick?
Okay, because I was going to go into something.
We will move on in a sec.
Just to finish off where we were...
She's fine.
She was...
I like that character.
She was the archetype that made me compare it mostly to Nagino, actually.
Really?
Yeah, the I'm the older sister and I like the main character, but he doesn't like me back because he's like this person. But in this case, she was going after the brown hair guy, right?
Yeah. Honestly, she reminded me not of any of the girls, but Nagino,
but the dude, the brown hair guy, the brown hair dude,
shitty dude.
Yeah, I could see that too.
She was always like, she was like really. Methodical and stuff, but she was also like, I don't know, her character never really stayed in one place, and I couldn't really see why she kept flipping switches all the time. I don't know. She didn't really grow for me as much as the other characters.
And brown-haired guy,
I thought he was at least interesting.
Okay, brown-haired guy was good and interesting,
and he goes through an arc.
Yeah, he has his arc, but the main reasons I like the show are Popo and the Soon girl. I mean, she was super tsundere, but I was okay with that actually. Sometimes I'm really off and on with tsunderes,
but this one was really well done.
But I think they did a really good job with her, and it made a lot of sense too, like why it worked out like that.
And
but
she had an issue I hadn't actually seen a lot in anime, but I'm probably so wrong, and this probably happens all the time. But the whole like, you follow your friends too much. And you don't really have your own personality.
No, because that's how the thing about each character is like how they've dealt with a lot of their things. Where like
Yeah, but that's like a character issue I don't see a lot.
She starts developing because like she starts like following people and becoming like this follower. Popo goes around the world because he has all that guilt. He's trying to escape all the guilt. Jintan goes into like his shell and like he cuts himself off from the world.
Brown-haired guy's like the most in denial out of everyone.
In denial, cross-dressing.
Hardcore cross-dressing.
Honestly, the black-haired girl is the most calm about this whole nature thing.
Well, she didn't really seem to give a shit. She was almost happy.
I don't think she was happy. I think that's not giving her enough credit to say that
she
just
literally
happy.
followed around the brown-haired guy and like... that was her only thing that I felt like any sympathy towards her was like, oh, it's unrequited love, but that's about it. Like,
yeah, she was the most unrequited love character of them all, to the point where you get to the end where all their morals are coming out on the table, and you're like, wow, their morals are shit.
Yep. I'm like, good job, guys. You're interesting.
He was still the best character, even though his reason was kind of bullshit at the end. Like, they literally just pulled it out. It's like, oh, I saw her die.
No, they've actually hinted at that throughout the whole entire show.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. A lot has to do with the necklace that he wears and, like, a lot of the symbolism behind the necklace. The way that he plants the flowers and stuff like that. And, like, the reason why he lives, like, out there where she died is because... Like, again, they're all, like, a little subtle things.
Yeah.
But, like, even the moment where he's talking to her personally, what he says.
He almost asks about it.
Yeah, he almost asks about it. Yeah, and it's not out of nowhere.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, moving on from that point. Anyway, talking about the empathy issue that Connor detracted me from. Thanks, Connor.
Hey, it's not showing empathy towards Connor, Andrew.
I don't show empathy towards Connor. It's fine.
You really don't need to. But I'm not used to it.
But the thing is,
your hair needs to be longer for that.
Yeah. When I watch shows, I get a lot of empathy towards the characters, which allows me to start kind of getting like where I get kind of connected to them and like I feel the emotion and like start tearing up, and then I connect that within my own life, and then that reminds me of things in my own life, and I start getting more emotional over that. Like, for example, when I watch Rampo Game of Lay Place and the horrendous things that happened to those little girls in that show, and I was thinking of my own nieces and like what would happen like if that were to happen to them and how
What was Rampo?
Rampo Game of Lay Place is the...
You didn't watch it. It aired summer season.
It aired summer season. It was 11 episodes. It was a mystery that was like... It was really interesting and had some of the best best storytelling.
Oh, was that the super edgy like trap show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the dude the whole time looked like a girl, and then he even dresses like a girl on several occasions. But there are multiple points where like they kill a little girl in a very horrendous way, and I'm just like I connected to that on a personal level, and same with Anohana where I connected that with a personal level where. Where accidentally I just looked at the date right now and realized that we're recording on a specific date that I didn't even realize it. Total coincidence with that.
What is it?
Where the reason why I feel connected is because I lost a friend many years ago, specifically 6 years to this day.
Wow.
Specifically this day that we're recording.
Okay.
Strangely enough.
I
swear to God, this is a coincidence.
No, me too. I swear that this is a coincidence.
Okay, then.
But and so going through the show, I could also mirror a lot of the facts of what I remember when a lot of people were dealing with that going through, and how people are still dealing with it today.
So it was sympathy or empathy?
Empathy.
Empathy is where you feel other people's emotions. Sympathy is where you understand other people's emotions, as far as I understand.
So, it was empathy. So, like, you were actually invested in
was actually invested in these.
Yeah.
Again, but it didn't hit me until they actually got to the end where they're all coping, where you see all the coping mechanisms that were actually in place the whole entire time.
Yeah.
And you kind of remember all the things where a lot of people, how a lot of people deal with things like this.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, comparing and contrasting. But then the one difference is these characters got closure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like an 8 because I would have felt a little bit better if they didn't get closure, because that would be the most realistic setting of them eyes. Never getting closure.
Yeah.
Damn. No, I feel like that the fantasy setting is where you can actually do that.
Yeah.
And it's an important thing to do.
Think about this.
Yeah.
A lot
of people won't get closure.
This whole show is them getting
secondhand closure.
Yeah. This whole show is them getting closure on that event.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
And
so they can move on.
Speaking of empathizing with the character, that classroom scene though.
Oh, where he like stands up. And
I think
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. I haven't been in school for 5 years or something.
No, I haven't been in school for like 5 months, and the teacher's like, "Oh shit, he hasn't."
He's like, "What's your name again? I forgot."
Did someone say she's going to a love motel?
Understandably, that was one of the best. Like, I like that.
I was like,
that was an interesting.
No, it was heartwarming, and it was like interesting to see MC do something.
Yeah, and you could see him changing there. That's him changing.
Yeah,
and coping and closure, and that's when
those two girls in the classroom were bitches. Like, God,
they were rather annoying.
But you know those people.
Yeah.
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 So,
on the subject of empathy, I just want to say, it's not. I don't cry from a lack of empathy. I think I experience things. I just want to clear this up. I think I experience things that actually. It's interesting that we're talking about Anohana, and as much as I found MC to be slightly generic, I feel like I do the same stuff he does. Like when I'm experiencing sadness, I don't cry. I curl up into a ball and I go away from people and sit by myself for long periods of time.
Yeah, I know you, Dawson. Yeah.
They got that right in a lot of scenes when it was like him. He's like,
no.
Yeah.
He was trying his best, and someone actually like affected him, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna go home.
No, besides the dealing with death thing, like, which for me, I'm like, that was 6 years ago. I've dealt with those demons and stuff like that.
Moved past.
But I've moved past that. Many people that I used to look when I went to go look on that Facebook page seem to have not, but maybe they have. But I digress. Yeah. But I doubled down on empathy here, where like I felt connected to at least like the orange hair girl, because I was like, a lot of the things that she did. And she does. It's like, that's the stuff that I would do. And something like, I'm just doubling down on just like...
Wait, so a girl you liked that person or something? Wasn't that her main motivation in this one?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about two separate entities here. In doubling down of like, the way she deals with liking somebody, the way that she likes somebody, the way like a lot of them.
Also not related to the.
Yeah, I've split it up. I said that. I said that. But splitting those things, it's like the way that she dealt with a lot of things. Like that moment where like she confesses to Jintan in the break room, and then she just collapses and cries. I was like, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. And I think I started to tear up there too. That was like the first moment where I started to tear up.
The worst place you can do that, by the way.
The break room and your work.
Probably
we have work in like 5 minutes here.
You're gonna have to walk out.
It's better than having sex in the bedroom.
Okay. I mean, I agree, but...
Sorry, I just was reminded of a webcomic that I read over winter break.
Okay.
Yeah.
But awkward turtle silence. Bringing it back to high school, guys. Mr. Meeseeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like the story. I understand a lot of why people enjoy this anime now, and overall, I think it's a fantastic anime.
Yeah, I did a good job with it.
It did good. It did good. You did good, anime. You did good. You did good. So
we're totally not qualified to even talk about it, but whatever.
I know. This is the most all over the place, but like honestly, it's like there's very little things to talk about besides moving on.
It's a bit above us. We're not going to be like doing super in-depth stuff here because it's been done like a million different times.
Yeah, the only I think out of all three of us, I was the only one who even like could possibly like talk relating things back to things and talk to it on like a different level. But
you kind of have to rewatch something to get to that point most of the time.
Yeah.
You're saying that since we haven't lived the same experiences as you, that we don't know what we're talking about in this argument?
No, I didn't say that.
Telling us to check our privilege, Andrew. That's what I'm asking here.
No, I'm just saying, like, the reason why we're not having a higher level discussion like you're suggesting we have. I mean, do you want to have a talk about life
No,
and
I
death?
enjoy shitposting in real life.
Do you want to talk about the meaning of life? Do you want to talk about life and death?
I mean, up to you, dude. I'll talk about the meaning of life.
Okay, let's talk about life and death.
42. Sorry.
Let's talk
my
about life.
favorite number.
But anyway, I think we should wrap this up here. Anohana's great. You should watch it.
Indeed.
Any other comments about this?
My sentiments exactly.
Like Prepare to Cry edition.
Prepare to Cry edition, yeah.
Yeah.
Tear up.
Everyone's crying.
Everyone's crying.
Everyone's crying. The show wants you to cry with them.
We found you.
No, honestly, when we were talking about that scene earlier, I almost like started like welling up a little bit, just remembering about this.
Oh my god, the letter was great. I love you, and it's in like the whole "I want to get married to you" love.
In the I want to get married sort of way.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's the knife in the thing, like that's the
knife in the thumb.
like I know.
God damn it.
I know that like that wasn't the like I think that's a great closure for him, but that's a knife and twisting it like unintentionally.
We could have been married. Goodbye.
This could have been our life.
Shit, man. That's
Bates
pretty
saying
rough,
I did that
dude.
shit. Just saying.
It's almost like Clan Ad.
Don't wait till the last minute, guys.
Just like in Clan, they waited till the last minute to tell everyone it was all. No, I'm just kidding.
We're not qualified to spoil that because none of us have watched that far in Clan Ed.